Hey guys, EDDBUD here, and today I'm taking a look at the Nurvv Run. The guys and girls over at Nurvv Run set me across a system to test out, a piece of technology to assess and experience. I've put together my thoughts and opinions on how this piece of technology could help me improve my running and training over the next few months. What benefits can this system provide to me moving forward? Just to be very clear, Nurvv Run have sent me this system, though they are not paying me to make this video. These are very much my own honest opinions and thoughts on the system as per usual. Quite a number of features and functions on the Nurvv system have already been covered by some of my ShoeTube colleagues, so I'm instead going to talk about some of the stuff on the Nurvv Run system that could really benefit me as I get ready for my half marathon time trial at the end of February. I've got to say that the packaging that comes with the Nurvv Run is quite triumphant. They sent me over the XL size, which is absolutely spot on for pretty much all of my UK size 11 shoes. The first key feature for me within the Nurvv system is the far more accurate cadence readings. As somebody who hasn't owned another foot metric device, the lure of a much more accurate cadence reading is almost too much to take. The Nurvv Run app provides a moment-by-moment reading on cadence, but it also records all of that obviously so you can bring it back to base. Here you can see on this faster escalating effort at about 8 minutes 40 miles an hour, average, my cadence was about 171 steps per minute, which the system seems to suggest is a little above average. You have to take into account I've got very long legs and thus a bit of a longer stride, but normally at race or kind of challenge pace I'd expect to see something around 180 steps per minute. For example, on that 10k effort back in November where I clocked in about 41.17, it was around about 180 steps per minute. When easing back the effort to about 8 minutes 28 seconds per mile, which is 5 minutes 12 seconds per kilometre, the cadence was quite a bit lower there, 162 steps per minute, which is what I'd expect to normally see at round about that pace. I think this really helps to solidify the fact I've improved my running economy. Just small improvements there over time. I think any small improvement to running economy is going to really benefit you towards the end of a longer race like the half marathon or even the marathon. Obviously that lowers the calorie consumption, which means you don't have to eat as much pizza or Christmas cake, or as they call it now Christmas is over, fruitcake. Just the same thing. I always find in the half marathon it's always those last couple of miles that are the real killer, certainly when you're going at that race pace. So that's the first thing I think the Nurvv Run system could really show some benefit for me. The second key feature is that of step length, another interesting metric that the Nurvv Run system can advise you on. One area that I've worked tirelessly on over the last 12 months is that of hip flexibility and really improving that hip range of motion. Mr. Burmaster said, "Do it, boy," and he was not wrong. In fairness, Kev said it would hurt a little bit, but I've been doing those stretches a couple of times a week and it really has helped. So the Nurvv sensors underneath the insole of your shoe give information regarding the length of step, and of course being underfoot they can create some very accurate readings. One thing that I have noticed recently over the exercises that I've been doing is the increased drive of the knee. I'm certainly getting the knee higher on those faster paced training sessions, which in turn is going to improve that kind of free time where you're suspended in the air for a fraction, which obviously is costing the body absolutely no energy and helps to increase that step length a little bit. I think the big change for me really is that hip flexibility, stride lengths improving on those faster paces, and that is confirmed by the use of the Nurvv Run system. Third metric that I'm really enjoying from the Nurvv Run is that of pronation analysis. So the Nurvv Run system will measure your pronation across a run in a graph form, be it neutral, under or over. And I've got to say it's quite astounding how this metric changes dependent on the running shoes that you use. Footwear has a huge factor in this. I really think it does. I found that Reebok Float Ride Run Fast produce some very neutral results for me. Just seems to fit with the way I run. Other shoes that produce similar results to that are this very muddy Innovate G270. Both of those showed very neutral pronation across the runs. The Nike Air Zoom Tempo Next Percent though produced some variable results. I'm not really sure how the Nurvv Run and me respond to those AirPods now. I mean, this is the highest stack height shoe that I own. It did report on my right foot some underpronation on all of the times I used it. Though on a much slower cool down mile after that 3.1 mile or 5k effort in the tempo next percent, the Nurvv Run system showed perfect pronation in my left foot and only slight underpronation in the right. I think this could pick up signs of potential problems for some people. I'm not too worried about the results there from the tempo next percent, and I think you have to take into account that on the course I ran that 5k, it was all right turns. Recently I've been a little limited in terms of the shoes that I can use the Nurvv Run system with. I've been using a lot of shoes that don't have removable insoles, hence my delay in doing this video. I mean, I'd love to see what results were produced using the Nike Zoom Streak 7, or even the Alphafly perhaps, and the Adizero Adios Pro. Perhaps even the Fuel Cell TC as well, that'd be really interesting. Maybe I'll try that. The fourth thing that I really love about the Nurvv system, especially the app, is showing you how balanced your running is. I like digging into the balance statistics delivered by the app, which show me as having okay pronation. I'm okay with that. And the balance of my foot strike seems to be reasonably good, but I've got great cadence and step length. Oh yeah, Nurvv suggests that anything over 10% imbalance could start to lead to some problems. I've certainly got between 2 to 3% balance between cadence and step length, and you all know how many miles I ran last year without any injuries whatsoever. So I don't think there's anything major that I need to change to my running style. From that perspective, I really love the input that the Nurvv app gives you. It doesn't go asking you to make drastic changes to your running style. That's just going to lead you to problems rather than alleviate any. I think it's a really refreshing attitude that Nurvv have got about that. I'm quite excited to see what the Nurvv app gives me in terms of suggestions over the course of the next few weeks. The pronation readings here really do show some underpronation on my right foot, and I have to take into account that my right leg is slightly shorter than my left. Maybe that's something to do with the underpronation. But again, the Nurvv app only says to make changes if you've experienced some recurring minor injuries, and I've had none at all. I think if anything, the Nurvv Run worked best for me in the Hoka One Oni Carbon X. It really did produce the best results. I didn't even feel though the system was there. It really was part of the shoe. Really quite something. I just kind of love this shoe anyway, so adding the Nurvv Run system and the extra metrics just makes it even better. As you can see, it really doesn't take up a huge amount of room there, and you really don't feel the weight that much. I think overall, for somebody seeking some extra insight into their running with some reasonable suggestions for improvement, or even trying to find a cause of perhaps a minor or recurring injury, the Nurvv Run could be the ideal product for you. I'm certainly going to continue using it. I really enjoy using it. You know, I'm a bit of a stat man. Anything with numbers, and I'm there. It's just a shame that I can't get my daughter so interested in doing her maths homework at the moment. But I think we've all got that problem, eh? For more info on the Nurvv Run, do check the link on screen now, or the one in the description of this video. Thanks very much for sending it over, guys. I'm really enjoying it. A quick musical interlude for you. I got back to listening to some music on today's run, and it really helped. I was just miles away. Not in terms of distance, but in my mind. And that music was the album Ross by Nurvv. Now, this one was released back in 2019, and I got turned on to listening to Nurvv from playing the video game Death Stranding. That's made by the famous games designer Hideo Kojima. He had loads of music by Nurvv in there, and it's beautiful from the sense that you feel like you're all alone out there in the big wide world. I love the track Darkest Hour, absolutely beautiful song. The atmospheres there, the moods, they're really euphoric and uplifting. They sort of bring you up and bring you back down again, like the perfect sine wave. I really like Slow Down as well. I was singing the words to myself as I was running faster and faster. I needed to do that though today. It's been a stressful couple of days, and I just felt all the stress just drift away into the background. It was wonderful. Track 4 though is the best on this album. It's called I'll Make You Feel, and you just feel the music building up to this amazing crescendo at the end. It is really quite amazing. I've not really heard any music like this either before. There's acoustic elements, organic elements, and then lots of digital electronic elements too. Please guys, go and check out this group, Nurvv. This album's called Ross. Thanks for sticking with me to the very end of the video today, guys. I very much appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, remember to hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when I launch those new videos. And it really does help the channel out if you give this video a thumbs up like and share this video with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you